Freedom Whiskey Podcast. Two guys unfiltered, unedited, extremely opinionated, drinking whiskey.
What could go wrong?
Be warned, they don't care about your feelings. Just freedom and liberty, and of course, whiskey.
Welcome.
You always cut the ending.
No, it's on a thing now I built. It's just like that. I'm not cutting it. It's the way I put it together. Calm down.
That works. I'm loving the background.
Still only live on YouTube. Facebook is not letting us go. So
I already posted a link up there. Are we just doing audio today, boss? Because we're not on there.
where? We're
not on the screen.
We're on YouTube.
No, we're not. I'm watching it.
Don't know.
There we go. Just popped up.
We're live on YouTube, just not the other. Facebook's still not showing us no love, obviously.
Yeah, that's no big secret. I couldn't go live on my other podcast either.
So we must have hit their little whatever whatchamadiggy it is.
And for anybody wanting to know, I got another podcast. It's called the Pasco County Update. And unless you're from Pasco, it really doesn't affect you unless you just enjoy me ranting about local politics. But besides that.
So we do have some stuff. You got anything going on you want to talk about beforehand? Oh, I'll say this. Well, Truth Social is up and running now.
Really?
Yes, I've been in the queue for months now since it started, and but now I got a thing today, and I got on there, and it's working. It's on the Motor Cop Chronicles podcast, Truth Social. So if you want to go follow that on that one, I haven't made one for this one yet because I've been sitting in the queue forever.
Right.
So, but it's up and running. It looks like it's working great because I was using it today, trying to, send out some requests to get people to follow and stuff like that.
We'll definitely be getting on there.
So, other than that, like and subscribe. If you're on audio listeners, and you're on Apple, leave us a 5-star review, write a review, and we'll shout it out. Share it like the video feed. We're just on YouTube right now because.
I put the link on Facebook already.
And
now
I shared it with the Motor Cop one.
What are you sipping on tonight?
I got some. I haven't had a chance to go to the liquor store. I got some old Paul Mason or something, some cheap ass $10 a fifth.
Rock good.
Peach whiskey, but actually it's good. It's actually good. I mean, I just finished the fifth off. I bought it last weekend, but I just finished bit the last in here. But actually, it's good. It's like $10 a fifth. I mean, you can't get no cheaper than that, and it actually tastes good. So I mean, that's what I know. You shouldn't be sipping on anything at the office. So.
Right? No, I'm stone cold sober. When a hell of a hangover.
So I did. I had like a community service type thing today. With my work. I posted 2 pictures up on my Facebook page with it. They have a thing going on in the state called clean up the boot or whatever, because Louisiana's shaped like a boot, and I basically kept lights and stuff out, so lights out there to keep people from getting run over. I think I spent a total of 4 hours total out of my day, but it's good community stuff. A lot of people came out. The parish actually had put on I didn't stay that long because I decided to come home because I live about an hour from where I work at. But they cooked a big giant jambalaya enough to feed probably a couple hundred people. They had this snow cone truck come out, and it was the first time I had seen one like this. I didn't even know they had it. I don't frequent snow cone places very often, but
is it Hawaiian or Hawaiian ice or something?
It was something, but the guy hands you the cup with the ice with the little,
and it's on the side of the truck, right?
Yeah, and you get it on. You put your own juice in it.
It's a franchise.
Well, I've never seen it before. We, usually go to Snowball stands. That's the first time I saw it. Thought it was pretty damn cool. They were out. They didn't have, when I went up there, they didn't have the wedding cake flavor, which I wanted, so I got ice cream flavor. But it was really cool. So.
Yeah, they got that, and then there's another one that does liquor, and then there's another one that does smoothies.
Oh, well, that's the first time I had seen it. I'm assuming the parish president or something rented it or paid them to rent it and have them come out and do it, because we didn't pay nothing for it. We just went up and got the stuff. So,
right. Yeah, if you didn't pay for it, then somebody else paid for it. All right, let's jump right into this.
Well, the first one, I actually got a screen up for it. So, because actually, if you try to pull it up, I tried to pull it up on the link I sent you, and wasn't able to get it. Believe it or not. So, we can try. Sent to you. in here for a minute. Let's see. I got to pull up a different screen unless I accidentally muted something. No, the Roadcaster's showing it's good.
Yep. Mine is on this side. I guess, hang on a minute. I could tell you.
That person, whoever was texting on here, Terror Destroyer, must have been hearing what we were saying.
Nope. Mel is, in fact, correct. There is no audio coming down. There we go.
You hear us now?
Yeah. When the story was up, there was no audio.
Oh, let me check on that then. Now it should be working now. So everybody that was watching, there really weren't many people watching the video. So
Basically, yeah, there was a African American mayor up in Tennessee decided he was going to proclaim today or something, or this month as Civil War Memorial History.
So if the audio people can hear it, I'm not going to go all the way back over it and make the audio listeners have to listen to it. So I got it fixed. It was my fault on this end. But anyway, I'm sure that he's made a lot of people mad with this. Last year, it says 73 Confederate monuments were removed or renamed, with 723 remaining in the United States, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Which is disgusting because it's part of our history.
You can't change history.
If you remove history, there was a wise man that once stated that if you forget history, it's deemed to repeat itself. It's like everybody stopping talking about the Holocaust or slavery. You have to remember that these things are evil and remind people they are evil, because if not, and it's erased, eventually somebody will slip back in the idea of slavery and somebody will go, hey, that could work. Right. You can't destroy the past. You can only better the future.
And if you don't learn history, you're bound to repeat it. That old saying or whatever. So, but anyway, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, personally, all these holidays, Black History Month, and Confederate History Month. This holiday for this, 420 Weed Day. I mean, all this is just stupid. It's just stupid. 421 National Surprise Drug Test Day. I mean,
well, that's because I believe it's Bob Marley's birthday.
I don't know. I mean, I just think it's just asinine. They got more holidays for this and that, and that's just they just make shit up. I mean, if this city wants to recognize this, good for them. Other places don't. I mean, that just goes to show you. I mean, like I said, people can look at stuff different ways. I mean, some people look at the Confederate flag as a sign of racism, slavery, or whatever. I can kind of see from their aspect of it, but I don't look at it as part of that. To me, it's just a Southern heritage type thing. That's what I see it as. I've been actually encountered Black people that have were flying Confederate flags and stuff off their trucks and stuff. Southern down in the South, of course. So
it means something different.
It can mean something different to all kind of people. I mean. People wearing Malcolm X hats or T-shirts and stuff. To me, personally, I think he was a big racist. So should I take offense to it? No. It might mean something different to them than what does to me. People need to get over themselves, put their little feelings back in their pockets, and stop being a bunch of pussies. So
I actually think Malcolm X was right on a lot of shit. I think that's why they killed him.
I was just making a point. I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah.
Just because I perceive something a certain way or this person perceives something a certain way, that don't mean that's the way it is. It could mean something different for different people. People need to get over it. You see somebody with, a rebel flag on their whatever, that don't mean they're being racist. Me and you used to play PlayStation a lot with our clan that we were with. It was
not the clan. It's a video gaming clan.
Yeah, that's what they call it. It was a bunch of guys that come together, just call it a clan. It's not It's
Yeah,
not,
no, it has
it's
no
not,
association.
no,
with
it has nothing to do with that.
state.
That's just the terminology they use with it.
Yeah, but our group of
But
guys
it was
called
the
New Redneck Army. It was a bunch of Southerners.
Yeah, it was a new redneck army, and the little symbol on it was a Confederate flag. And in one of the games, it was on everything. It was on
Yeah, it was on the tanks, spray
uniforms,
painted on walls.
But you know what? One of the biggest members we had that played all the time with us was a black dude.
Brooklyn.
Okay, the dude was a black dude, and he was up in there with us having a good old. I mean, just it wasn't
a group of friends.
It wasn't a racist symbol. It was just a bunch of Southern people. So stuff can mean stuff to different people. So I won't keep going on about it. You want to read this next one, even though it's a story out of my home state, but
because you took that first one from me.
Well, this hadn't passed yet, but I don't know if the governor will sign it in, but I like it.
Trying to get the Newsbreak app to open. There we go. The Louisiana House approved Oil City Representative Danny McCormick's bill to allow adult non-felons to conceal carry a gun without a permit or training on a 64 to 27 vote. This bill would not allow anyone to carry a concealed weapon or unless they had already allowed to open carry, said McCormick. Last year, Governor John Bell Edwards vetoed the constitutional carry bill because, and he's a Democrat, because it did not require training to conceal carry. In order to conceal carry now, a Louisiana resident must get a permit, which requires training in order to get a permit. That's stupid if you can open carry legally.
Hold on. You know, and I got friends that do concealed carry classes, okay? But it's nothing on them because it's just the way the law says. But the training is actually you go out and you shoot, I don't know, 20, 50 bullets into a paper target. You don't have to score nothing. It's just basically giving you basic, point, aim, squeeze the trigger thing like that.
Right.
It's not like you're not going through extensive training. It's a 1-day class. That's including the classroom stuff too. The whole thing is 1 day. 1 day class.
We got 4 hours down here.
And it's like, just like Holster just said, if you can open carry your gun, you can carry your gun on your side in Louisiana, strap a shotgun or rifle across your back, and walk around anywhere you want to. Now, if it's a private business and they ask you to leave,
you have to leave. Otherwise, it's trespassing with a weapon, I believe.
Yes, you have to leave because that's a private. But you can walk down the sidewalk with a gun on your hip or strapped across your back, and it is totally legal as long as you're old enough and not a convicted felon. You can legally own a firearm. As long as you can legally own a firearm, you can wear it. So what's the difference of me strapping a gun on my hip and walking around with it with no training, or then have the gun on my same hip in the same place and just having my shirt over the top of it? There's no difference. It's no different. The only difference is with the concealed carry permit, it's several $100s every year that you have to pay the state to keep your permit. So is it a money grab or is it a safety thing?
That's the reason why they won't do it here. It's because because Florida is not like Louisiana. We don't have a state income tax. So the state gets no money from us besides, little shit like paying for a concealed weapons license. So I think, that stuff pays for our infrastructure and everything. I don't mind paying it because if I lived where you lived, I would have half the amount of money I make because the state of Louisiana would take it.
Well, you do my taxes. You know how much the state takes.
I know.
And what's funny is off topic. Since we off on taxes now, we'll go back to the carry thing. But over in this state, we also have what they call a motor vehicle inspection sticker. Okay, it's a sticker that's on your front windshield or other places if it's a motorcycle or something. But it's only good for 1 year in most places. In the area where I live at, plus where I live at, your car has to pass a emissions test because we have all these chemical plants and DEQ, with all this bullshit. Okay, but in other places you can get them, I think, for 2 or 3 years. But you have to pay money, and I think it's like $24 or something, or $18. I don't remember. Every year, and have somebody inspect my car to say it's okay. God, now if your windshield's cracked in your driver's view, they'll fail you. If your check engine light on, it'll fail you. And I don't know if any of y'all dealt with getting check engine lights turned off. It could be like the stupidest little thing and cost you $600 to get it fixed because your gas cap's not sealing right or something like that. But every year, and for the last couple of years, they've actually had some politicians try to get rid of it. But do you know why they don't? Because the state brings in like I think $1.5 to $2 million a year in money for that goes to the state police. State police don't want to give that money up. So basically, the inspection sticker, is it for safety on your car or is it a money grab?
It's money grab. They don't give a shit. They just want the money.
Usually, for me to give you an expired inspection sticker ticket, you usually got to piss me off because that's what I think of as just a tax. If you make me mad and your shit's expired, you might get a ticket if you're being a dick. But other than that, I don't even fuck with them.
Yeah,
a lot of this stuff, a lot of these permits, money grabs. You can finish the story. I don't think it's real long.
No, we're good. We covered it.
It's still got to go in front. Like I said, yeah, still got to go in front of the governor. He'll probably veto it.
Right. Until next. See, did you send me anything about Disney?
I'm not sure if I sent something or not. I thought I did.
All right, so we'll jump it if I do because I'm going to cover it. See, being a Florida resident, these things happen in Florida that most people don't give a crap about. So everybody, I think we were apprised of the situation where Disney was pretty much giving a big middle finger to the governor DeSantis, saying, we're going to boycott and all this stuff, and basically throwing commercials against DeSantis because they believe that the Don't Say Gay bill that they call it don't say gay anywhere in the bill, but it just basically says you can't talk to like third graders about sex.
It's basically a parental rights bill.
Right. It's a parental, and you guys just passed one too.
Yeah, it's a parental rights bill. It's a bill basically saying, hey, don't talk to my kid about sex, period.
Yeah.
Don't matter if you're straight sex, gay sex, or nothing. It just, that's a parent's job anyway. It ain't teacher's place for that shit.
So, all right. A lot of people may not know what this next part is. So basically, in response, the Florida House of Representatives designed a bill that would automatically remove Walt Disney's private enterprise. So Walt Disney World, to build it in Florida, way back when Walt and his brother decided to do it, they made an agreement with the state of Florida.
Before Disney was gay.
Yeah, before they were woke, because, Walt Disney be spinning in his grave. Anyway, he did a deal with the state of Florida stating that we're going to have our own government. Disney is so large, we need our own government here. So they control the law enforcement, the EMS, the fire services, everything.
Yeah, if they want to build something, they just build it. They didn't go through the permit processes or nothing.
Right. They're their own central government. So basically, our House of Representatives said, okay, that's cool. You want to play games? We're going to take that away. And they sent it up to Governor DeSantis, and DeSantis signed it happily, removing all of their rights. So now they are just a private entity, not an actual government.
But I watched the thing today prior to us doing this, and it was on Disney. I think it was off on Fox or something. But they were trying to say that, or Disney trying to say that basically somehow, I forget exact words, but basically Florida's picking on them, violating some of their constitutional rights because of their political beliefs and stuff like that. But so I found out on there, there's probably a whole bunch of other companies that are pissed off at Disney now too, because I think they had 7 or 9 big companies in Florida that had the same privilege as Disney did. Well, guess what they lost?
No.
They didn't just take it away from Disney. They redid all of them. So all of these companies lost that special privilege like Disney had.
No shit.
And this comes because fucking Disney wanted to fuck around and find out. So there's probably about 7 or 8 other companies out there, however many it was, that are pissed off as hell at Disney because it's because of them that this shit got brought to light and everything. So they lost all their special privileges too. So they can't come back and say, oh, they're just picking on us. Nope, we took it away from everybody.
So, yeah, so basically this news story that I'm covering, the mayor of Orlando, Orange County. Anyway, he decided that he's going to go out and run his mouth now because he says this is going to greatly affect us because now we have to pay their police department, we have to pay their firemen, we have to do all this stuff. Well, you've had a good run. How long has Disney been in business? A long ass time. So get over it.
But part of the news thing I watched on Fox also covered that part of it because the news guy was like, well, asking this politician out there saying now they're saying people are going to get a 20% property tax increase and all this stuff like that. And he's like, no, it shouldn't increase anything because basically Disney was still paying taxes to maintain all that stuff, but Disney was paying taxes to itself. So all that tax money that was going to, because I forget what it was called, whatever it was called in that area, all that tax money was going to this whatever, I forget what it was called. All that tax money, instead of going to whatever this little place where they were giving that tax money to, that tax money is not going anymore. That tax money is actually going to go to what, Orange County, to the county itself now. So no, it's going to be the same amount of money still coming in. It's just going to a different entity that's controlling it now.
Can you imagine how much they have to pay in taxes?
Oh, I wouldn't even want to know. I'm just saying. So,
I bet you it's hundreds of millions of dollars.
So basically what it was is it's the Democrats, as they like to do, they're spouting off this shit trying to scare people because that's all they do is try to scare people into doing what they want to do. So according to what I heard and listened to is no taxes are going to change. The tax money's still there. It's just going to a different place with somebody else controlling it, not Disney. Right. So they can say whatever they want to.
Good.
So
all right.
Disney they fucked around. They found out they want to play stupid games. They want a big stupid ass prize.
Yep. Hey, they found out real quick. This ain't California.
Yeah, they want this politician also said if California wants to, we don't want their California crap here, and if Disney don't like it, Disney can leave because Disney threatened to leave. They say get out. They say get out, Disney. We don't care. Get the hell out. Disney is not the only. I'm sure the state gets a shit ton of money from them, but it's not the only taxing money coming into that entire state,
I will say that is one of the biggest money makers. Like people come here from all over the world to go to Disney.
Well, what's funny is I was listening, I forget which podcast it was. It was Matt Walsh or one of them other ones. Of course, I listen to a lot of conservative podcasts. And they were saying that Disney somebody said something about Disney was talking about maybe going to Georgia or something like that. But what's so freaking funny about that, like I said, because most people are like sheep and nobody has long-term memory or they just don't pay attention.
Didn't Georgia attack them too?
No. If you just remember, just last year, the woke community was boycotting Georgia and took the All-Star baseball game or some kind of big baseball game. They took it away from Georgia somewhere else over their voting rights thing. But now you want to let's go to Georgia. It's like y'all hate Georgia too. The problem is they're running out of places to hate.
Right.
Because they hate everything.
They best move it to like New York City.
San Diego.
Chicago. They already got one in California.
So let them take all of it over there.
Ain't it like one's Disney World and the other one's
Disneyland or something?
Disneyland,
I don't know. I've never been. Don't really care to go to the gayest place on earth. I don't care. Pretty soon, I've just listened and watched stuff about, how some of the people working there talking about they're putting as much gay stuff in their cartoons and movies as they possibly can get away with. It's like, why? Pretty soon, instead, what they're going to do, change Aladdin movie to where, they'll wear instead of the genie in, you know, Aladdin being in love with the princess girl or whatever, the genie's going to be blowing Aladdin, and you know, and the princess is going to, you know, identify as non-binary and dress up with purple hair. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, just leave shit alone. Stop trying to make all these little children gay. If they grow up and they are gay, they're gay. Stop trying to shove it down people's throat. I saw a commercial on YouTube earlier. It was about it was a hotel for Hilton or something, and you know, it was two dudes carrying their child together and stuff like everything. It's like, we get it, okay? There's gay people out there. I already knew this. You know.
We've already said we don't care who you love.
I'm tired of getting choked on the gayness. Okay.
Bet you are.
Well, the problem is they want to indoctrinate the children in schools, high schools, and colleges, because old fucks like me, you're not going to change my mind on how I feel. But anyway, you wouldn't have changed my mind anyway, because I've always been an independent thinker even when I was a kid. I never followed what the in crowd was doing or this. I did what I wanted to do.
Most alphas are like that.
I wore what I wanted to wear. I had my own style. I didn't care what all these other people do. I didn't have to be like everybody else. I was me.
You wasn't no beta bitch.
I'm still me. I don't follow the crowd. I don't care. I don't care what.
A big softy.
I don't care what the style is. If everybody all of a sudden the new thing was, well, just like it is. I just found out recently because I was walking around saying, well, shit, everybody has turned gay. There's no men left no more, because all the men were wearing shorts. I mean, like, I was like, they say, oh, that's the new style. The shorts came back. I'm like, well, glad I don't fucking worry about style. Because it's good. Like, because I'm walking around, I'm like, I'm sitting somewhere and I'm like, I think I was at LSU or something. I'm like, I think everybody turned gay for real, because like, we were talking about, I said, look around. I said, all the dudes have shorts on. I was like, and somebody said, that's the new style. I'm like, I'm thinking, no. And I mean, I'm going to be me. Let's move on, because I'm just going to keep going and going and going. This next one is about one of my favorite people.
Jen Sock Puppet.
And I don't know. I haven't found my Jen Sucky yet. But Jen Sucky over here is a disparagement of Fox News warrants a DOJ investigation. Watchdog group is calling for, which we talked about before. How she's supposed to be going to MSNBC, but she's still working at the White House, which is a conflict of interest right now. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki use of her official position to disparage the competitor of her prospective future employer warrants an investigation by the Office of Government Ethics and the Department of Justice, a watchdog group said Tuesday. Reports circulated earlier this month that Psaki will soon be leaving government service to join MSNBC, which is just a total farce of anything. As a pundit for the network beat out CNN in a bidding war, which I should have brought that story up. You heard about that CNN thing they tried to start up, CNN Now or something.
Oh yeah,
CNN
it only was live for like a week.
They spent like, I don't know, I mean hundreds and hundreds, like $300 million putting it up, and it lasted a week and ended up shutting it down because ain't nobody watching shit.
That's what you get. Go woke, go broke.
Yeah. While federal law requires officials to recuse themselves from any particular matters involving prospective future employers, Psaki continues to interact with MSNBC and CNN reporters during televised press briefings. Psaki publicly disparaged MSNBC competitor Fox News during an appearance Thursday on the left-wing podcast Pod Save America. And I tried to listen to it a couple times because I like to try to listen to both sides of stuff and hear it, and I couldn't.
Your head about exploded.
I couldn't do it. I was nauseated, and I think it gave me diarrhea and everything else. It was horrible. Saying that the cable news network might make anyone sound like a stupid son of a bitch in reference to White House reporter Peter Ducey. The outgoing press secretary said the following day on Twitter she was not being critical of Ducey or any reporter at Fox News, but the watchdog group Protect the Public's Trust said the damage was already done and she needed to shave her vagina area because it looked like it was on fire. No, they didn't say that. I just added that in there too. So. Jen Psaki reported efforts to secure a job with a major news organization while she serves as a White House press secretary. Created a gauntlet of ethical obstacles. Despite her statements to the contrary, she appears to be willing to simply plow through without any regard to these additional obligations because she's a Democrat and the rules don't apply to her. She can do what she wants to do. Only if you are conservative that they would be up in arms right now. Her latest, the demeaning of Fox News, a competitor of her prospective employer, while seeming to act in her official capacity, appears to be a misuse of her official position. Kind of like, I guess, Joe Biden, Ukraine, and Hunter and all that stuff. I mean, it's just par for the course, don't you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, it goes on and on about that. It's a very long story. Y'all can go find it and read it if you want. But she shouldn't be doing that, because she's supposed to be going working for the competitors, but she's using her position right now at the White House to do this, which she should get, I don't know.
That wouldn't be a quid pro quo, would it?
Oh, I'm sure it is. But like I said, it's
quid pro ho.
It's the Biden party. So, I mean, party of communism, socialism, and poopy diapers, Depends, and pudding. So that's it. That's it on that. I got to get off of sake too because I don't have any more.
You get turned on by that ginger.
No, I am all out of crab medication. So
wait for parade season to fire back up. Philosophy professor who refuses to use students' preferred pronouns gets $400,000 settlement from Ohio school.
I love this story. It's a good story.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yes.
The University in Ohio has agreed to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to settle a lawsuit by a professor who refused to call a student by their pronouns. That reflected their gender identity, because nobody gives a fuck about your pronouns. Just telling you. You're a human. I'm a human. I'm not going to call you whatever you want me to call you.
Well,
like,
I'm sorry, I cannot call one person a they or a them. You're not a they or a them. You're a singular individual. If you want,
if they identify as a them, give them 2 tickets.
Yeah, I mean, to me personally, I mean, who? Me and Bam had this discussion earlier. I said I haven't had. We live in the South. We don't have a lot of this stupid bullshit here yet. We're usually a couple years behind. But I'm waiting. I said the first person somebody comes at me and when they introduce themselves or saying something, so well, my preferred pronouns are. I said that's probably as far as they're going to get with me. She says, "What you going to say to them?" I said, "I ain't going to say shit to them. I ain't going to have to." I said, because when they say my preferred pronouns are, I said the next thing they're going to be talking to is the back of my head because I'm going to turn around and just walk away. I say because that's just the rudest thing ever right there. Because when they say, well, my preferred pronouns are, because they're going to go, because I'm already going to be walking away from them at this point because there's
just throw your hands up and go, nope,
there's no intelligent conversation I can have with this delusional individual right here until they see a psychiatrist, okay? Because you're not a they or a them or a frim or a free or whatever you want to call your fucking self. You are you. You're a girl or a boy. You're not gender fluid or nothing like that. So I'm just going to turn around and walk away. Now, if they pursue me and continue to try to talk to me, then they probably won't be happy. I'm sure I'll hurt somebody's feelings and they may leave crying at that point. All 3 of them or 4 of them or whatever. Sybil will leave crying because then I'm just going to let loose. And I'm the type of person, you can say whatever you want to me. You can call me names. You can even talk about my family. It don't bother me because you don't know my family. I don't care. But I will also say stuff back to you that Satan himself cringes at the way my mind works, okay?
That
People
is
have no
fact.
idea. Y'all have no idea on here how dark my mind can be in stuff that I will say. And
first off,
just hurt people's feelings with and not care.
Law enforcement officers usually have a dark sense of humor anyway. But this man is so good at it. Like, you can't, if you're mid-conversation, he will hit you so fast with a response that you won't even know where to go next. I can tell you from years of playing video games with this man. Oh, the things he says to people. I mean, I about fall out of my chair laughing. We actually used to have a YouTube channel where we would, where it would have a lot of stuff like that.
I used to shut them down. Didn't I? They didn't know what to say. They just be like, well.
You're like, is he serious? I'm like, oh yeah, he's serious. But either way, getting back to this, Nicholas Merriweather, who has worked at the Shawnee State University for more than 25 years. Well, he's ready to retire anyway. Teaching courses in philosophy, religion, and ethics. There you go. And the history of Christian thought. Why would you ask that guy to call you a pronoun?
Yeah.
Everything about the class that they're in goes against that.
Totally against it. Why are you even taking that class?
He sued his employer in 2018 after the school disciplined him for refusing to call a student by their preferred pronouns, pursuant to a 2016 school-wide directive. Merriweather sued the school after disciplinary actions were taken against him. Although a district court ruled against the professor, he won an appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. In March 2021, a panel of 3 judges, 2 appointed by Donald J. Trump and 1 appointed by George W. Bush, found that the school had failed to recognize Merriweather's First Amendment rights to free speech and free exercise of religion. The judge remanded the case back down to the district court. But yeah, they settled $400,000.
So he's
good.
He's at the age he can retire. He can take his pension and his $400,000 and go enjoy himself.
It's beautiful. God bless that man.
I love it when that happens, when these woke people get that shit punched right back in their face at them. It's like, no,
broke.
No. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, people seem to forget that we have the United States Constitution. We have the right to be having this conversation right now.
Well,
now, granted, this is a private platform for YouTube, and they could remove us. But we still have the right to say anything we want because this is America.
Yeah, we'll just go from doing video stuff, which I put the audio out. Well, worst case comes to worst.
Social.
We were going to go over to, like I said, I'm waiting. If we get kicked off of here too, we'll be over on Rumble. We can go live on Rumble. Rumble's a free speech platform, and we'll probably end up moving over there anyway because we'll probably end up, like I said, we can't go live on Facebook, even though we won the appeal. And, I'm just waiting for get dinged on here eventually also. So then we'll be at Rumble, and people can come watch us over there, or they can just still listen to us on the audio part. So far, they haven't messed with really any podcast that I know of on the audio parts of stuff like that. I
actually prefer the audio because when I'm driving around, me and Mel put it on the radio.
So, well, that's the main thing we do is the audio anyway. Just like with my Motor Cop podcast, I think me and you had a discussion not long ago. I'm like, I do the video part live on Wednesdays because it's fun. I just enjoy interacting live with people that watch us and stuff. And
right.
If it goes away, if I get booted off of it, I'm not going away. My audio is my main listening platform anyway. I do the live because it's fun, because I enjoy doing it. I like playing with the green screens and stuff. It's fun. That's the only reason I do video.
He says it's fun. It's a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of work, but I do enjoy it though, because if I didn't enjoy it, I'd have stopped already. All right, this next one here, let me go back over here to our, well, there you go. We'll pull it back up, and I got another. I actually had that story right there, but you were reading it, so I didn't worry about it. This next story here is just hilarious. This is how bad woke stuff comes from. It's from the Daily Mail. They had a DJ is accused of if you're live, you can see what it says, but they had a DJ accused of wearing blackface at an Arizona PTA event by woke education leaders, saying he was horrified to learn of their complaints and initially thought it was a joke. The reason this is even news, because, everybody's like, oh, blackface, that's racist, whatever. The DJ was actually black, but they accused him of wearing blackface. face. I mean, what was he supposed to do? Go cut his face off? I mean, he's really black. A black DJ who was accused of wearing blackface at a parent-teacher association party in Arizona by school district officials said he was left stunned after finding out about the allegation. That's just hilarious right there.
You're going after a black man for wearing blackface?
Yeah, well, they accused him of wearing blackface.
He's black.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Jill Lassen and Stuart Roden, who advocate for diversity at the Scottsdale Unified School District, filed letters of complaint after mistaking 56-year-old DJ Kim Coco Hunter for a white man after he was hired to DJ at the 1970 themed event. Sharing his experience surrounding the controversial Wednesday, Hunter told Jesse Waters' primetime show on Fox, "I'm like, there's no way. This has to be a joke. There's no way." The event was a 70s themed disco themed thing. It says, I'm in my disco gear. I'm 56 years old. So I know that area, that, you know, talking about that year stuff, 70s. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's make it happen, he added. Listen, I even took my old roller skates out. I was so ready. My bell bottoms, all the stuff, playing music all night long. 400 people on a dance floor, and I'm trying to get them off, and they won't leave. It was real good energy. Here's pictures of them up here, right here. This is the man right here. This is him right here. Right here.
The guy with the afro?
The black guy. Okay. the black man who you can obviously see that's not makeup. He's a black man.
How fucking
I mean, look at it. He's black. There's a picture. Look, here's another picture of him. He's black. That's not makeup. That's a wig. He's got an afro wig on.
You can't make that shit up.
No. There he is right here. See, there we go. He's got shorter hair.
I like that gold shirt.
Yeah, that is a nice 70s shirt there, wasn't it? Man,
yeah.
Man, that's good looking. I kind of like the John Travolta outfit over here a little bit. But he needed more chest hair.
That's true.
Hunter said he was shocked a couple days later after the party when he found out he was being accused of donning blackface. He said that
will never not be funny.
No, that has been overshadowed. That great energy has been overshadowed. The purity of what happened that night has been overshadowed by the controversy, Hunter told the host. He said, "I wish I knew why they felt that way," he added. "In the pictures, in my opinion, it is quite obviously that I'm not in blackface. None of those individuals have reached out to talk to me, so I have no idea. I have no answers for that. It'd be great if they were here to explain their side."
Immediately launch a lawsuit for defamation of character.
The two people here have since apologized. I bet you they did.
I bet you they did, but they still need to be paying.
With some noting the irony of diversity and inclusion activities rushing to such false conclusions because they're always looking. They want that shit. They want it. They want these Democrats, these people like this. They want white and black people not to like each other.
He's so damn
Stop
woke. They
listening
accused
to
a black man of wearing blackface. That's fucking wild.
Says they sought to double down on his initial allegation and speculate as to whether Hunter may have used so here it is. Then, because they found out he was really black, then they accused him of using makeup to make himself blacker, to darker himself. So what? He's a black man. It's against the law for him to tan or something? Because he wouldn't.
God. I can't. Dude, he needs to sue the shit out of that PTA.
Hunter may have used cosmetic products to make his skin appear darker. So what? Oh. They entertained the crowd in its largest fundraiser of the year. It was a success. They drew in over $300,000 for essential programs and services for the school, which is a good thing, except for the black man pretending like he was a black man. They should I'm just. I mean, I don't have to read no more. But this is him, right? This is him. Come on now. This is I don't know who this guy is here, but the student wrote it. Upon further review, after sending an email to the principal to express my concern, all I received was that the DJ was a black man. The PTA president responded that it would like to set the record straight. The whatever PTA hired a black man to be our DJ. Please share with me how this is currently unaware. I know no apology will undo this image, so I will not be offering one. Another parent got all up in my DMs telling me how much money they raised and that I was this and that, and none of it was positive. I'm sure it wasn't because you're a race-baiting dumbass. Let me be clear. A black man, apparently in blackface, is an entirely different discussion than a white person. However, I did not state that the person was white. I would assume that was my bullshit. He thought, look at the picture. I'm going back up. Look at the picture. Does it look like this man has makeup on?
No.
Here's a close-up. This man don't have makeup on.
Matter of fact, his skin was actually reflecting light, which implies that no.
He and this dude, this dumbass right here, this guy right here, Stewart, he don't want to say, yeah, I was wrong. I jumped to conclusions. I'm a dumbass. I mean, look, here he is right here.
Scroll down. Is that?
This is him right here. This is the guy, the DJ guy, who's obviously a black man. And this guy was, one of the yahoos whining about it, and he don't want to apologize or nothing because they're not going to do that.
They must have been a lot of fun at parties.
I'm sure these people that we're talking about are just. Oh,
JoJo, it is extremely ridiculous. I'm over here wondering how the hell it could even happen. Like, you need to he looks light skinned in that picture.
Yeah, you're right, JoJo. People need to get a life. It is ridiculous, but I don't know how it is over there in your country. Over here.
Australia's woke as shit right now.
They're trying to play the white black people against each other so bad right now, and they got
America's been like that since before the Civil War.
Unfortunately, now though they have more people that are believing it.
Shit, there's more racists in America now than there was during the Civil War.
Yeah. It's more racist now.
Because I was born in not only white people that can be racist.
I was 70s and 80s is where I grew up, and and it's way worse now than it was back then when Jim Crow was supposedly still going on.
Right.
So it's worse now. It's horrible.
Moving into the next transition, Exxon bans LGBTQ Black Lives Matter flags from being displayed at company flagpole, report says. Well, they're a private entity. They're allowed to do that. Exxon is banning the LGBTQ pride flag from being flown outside its Houston corporate office during Pride Month in June. The company updated guidance on acceptable flags, which can be displayed outside offices, which includes banning external position flags, including the pride flag, Black Lives Matter flag. Yeah, according to the new policy obtained by Bloomberg News, the rule does not permit a flag representing LGBTQ employees groups to be flown, but it can't prominently display the Exxon corporate logo, according to the report. What? Of course they can fly a fucking Exxon flag. They own the property. Why do people not understand this? I mean, look.
Well, me and you had this discussion not too long ago when if you remember, with the classroom stuff. Because the teacher wanted to hang the gay pride flag, and they were like up in arms about the blue line flag, and I'm like, none of them should be in a classroom. The only flag that should be in the classroom should be an American flag and whatever state flag that state you're in. That should be the only two that are in there. Period. And
not only that, if you're a big multi-billion-dollar company like Exxon, you have the right to do whatever you want. Just because I work for somebody, just because I work for them, I don't get to tell them how to run their company. Yeah, not unless that's actually your job.
Yeah.
That company tells you what to fucking do. And if you don't like it, quit. Go work somewhere else like Google. That'll let you fly a rainbow everything.
Yeah, well,
Or go work for Disney where you can diddle children, you know.
It's just we still have more freedom than they have. We're losing it, steadily losing it. It's not like it was.
They've ramped it. They've ramped it up. They're trying to turn America. And, you know, the great thing is we still have some awesome people like Governor DeSantis. You know, we have some fighting people left. They're not all being pushed away.
No, they're not. But good for Exxon. I mean,
it's their company.
To me, they're such a big company. They should stay neutral. Period. They shouldn't take a side. Politics should not be in a company's stuff unless they want to end up pissing off a whole lot of people. And I think Exxon realizes that and is saying, well, we're just going to stay out of it completely. That way we don't piss nobody off.
Well, I can tell you, Wawa's is a big chain down here. They came, you know, from, I think, out west. And they showed up, and they popped up everywhere across the street from all the racetracks. Because racetrack was the big winner down here.
Oh, Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa.
That just, anyway. I don't know if I can shop a place called Wawa. I just feel like I'm just like,
dude, their food is delicious. But during Pride Month, they ran so many Pride campaigns and had their gay employees on the commercials, and you know that's fine. You shouldn't be celebrating who someone loves. I mean, that is the most biased shit I've ever heard. And as soon as I seen the commercial, I was like, nope, cut up the credit card. We're done. But they do make some good food.
Well. Companies need to keep their stuff like that out of it, period.
Right. It's the same reason I don't watch sports. They put too much political bullshit into it. I used to watch it to relax.
That's why
now
I stopped.
I can turn it on and get stressed.
I haven't watched professional football, not one game since Mr. Ding Dong Kaepernick decided to start kneeling down, and I won't watch it.
No, because they could have stopped all this by firing his ass the first day.
You know what I haven't missed at all? Football. I don't care. It does not make a shit to me.
I enjoy the money I save. Damn sure.
This next story is not a funny story. It actually kind of makes me mad. National Guard soldier goes missing in Texas River trying to rescue an immigrant. The incident unfolded on the Rio Grande and Eagle Pass, about 140 miles from San Antonio. An Army National Guard soldier went missing in Texas on Friday after jumping into the Rio Grande River to help a female immigrant struggling in the water, officials said. The serviceman was serving on the Operation Lone Star in Eagle Pass, about 140 miles southwest of San Antonio, on the border of the Mexican state and, I don't know how to say that word, Cachula or something.
Chihuahua?
It's not Chihuahua. I think it's Cachula or something. Personnel for the Texas Military Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, and Border Patrol all joined in searching for the serviceman, the National Guard said. The woman and about 4 or 5 other immigrants, why don't we just say what it is? About 5 illegal aliens or invaders, because they were getting in this country illegally, obviously, appeared to make it across the river to safety on the U.S. side. Maverick County Sheriff Tom told NBC News. But the soldier who went into the water at about 8:30 a.m. was not immediately seen, they said. Anyway, this man, I believe, is, I don't know if they found the body or not, but, I mean, he's dead. He gave up his life.
You could tell that because they would have never ordered that, because technically that's a borderline. But you can tell that in his heart, he wanted to save her life, and he was a good person. To put your life on the line for somebody you don't even know takes a lot out of somebody.
Somebody that shouldn't have been coming over here the way we were coming over here in the first place.
That is correct.
But they're fine.
He still did their thing to save her.
They're fine. But this man's dead. And
there's still hope for him, but I mean, he probably went in fully dressed in uniform.
He would have been found by now, I'm sure. This was Friday. I think I've seen something else that he drowned. So he drowned trying to save people that were coming in this country illegally, which I guarantee you they probably don't give a flying shit. So it just pisses me off. This man had to die because of Biden and the administration because they're allowing this. They're allowing all this to happen. I mean, we've had over 1 million people come in the country illegally so far.
They haven't found him.
Well, he's dead. I mean, he's dead. This poor man's dead because of it. Anyway, it just pisses me off. These people, I'm all about immigration. I'm all about people coming into the country legally. Come here legally. I mean, we got us all this dope, guns, and all this other shit coming in. And terrorists probably, gang members, rapists, all this stuff. And if you want to come here, come legally. Come legally. I mean, hell, look at Florida. I think the Cubans that came here legally get very angered at all the illegals coming here because of all they would have to do to come here legally.
Well, that's why they got wet foot, dry foot. That's, Cubans, all they got to do is basically swim across the ocean. I say that like it's an easy
basically,
task.
I mean, sharks and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, they're riding on like pool noodles and shit across the ocean. So, that takes a lot. You have to really hate your situation if you're going to do that. So, moving on down.
You're right, JoJo. He did.
He did die a hero, absolutely. Explainer. I don't know what that has to do with it. How South Carolina's execution firing squad works. That's fucking awesome.
I saw that. I said, we got to do it.
Columbia, South Carolina. It's unknown how long a stay will hold off this execution of Richard Bernard Moore, the South Carolina's first ever inmate to be put to death by firing squad, as his attorneys pursued legal challenges. But the issuance of Moore's death warrant, initially planned to be carried out April 29th, has renewed interest in how the state puts in motion its plan to shoot an inmate to death. The method is employed in only a handful of states and has not been used in the U.S. in more than a decade. Well, the thing is people don't realize they're not shooting him to death. Basically, if every one of those officers misses, he gets to walk. That's the same thing. Like if you lived through the electric chair, you get to walk out the jail. So you might end up with a bunch of cops that just don't want to shoot him.
Well, or they could get to like a I don't know, 4 or 5 like very large bulls, tie ropes to them, to its limbs and stuff, and just like shoot a gun there and see which bull wins. Just like rip them apart.
I mean, you could. They just instituted the firing squad last year, giving condemned inmates the choice between that and electrocution.
Well, that's because that freaking medical company won't sell nobody lethal injection drugs no more.
Really?
No, that's the problem. We're having that in this state down here. The damn company that makes the drug they use to execute people is like, oh, if that's what y'all using it for, which they know that's what it was used for, they won't sell it. They won't sell us the damn drugs to kill the people with.
No shit. But
so
yeah, in choosing the firing squad, the 57-year-old Moore said he didn't concede that either method was legal or constitutional, but that he more strongly opposed death by electrocution and only opted for the firing squad because he was required to make the choice. Damn.
Well, you know what? I wish we knew what he did to be on death row.
Yeah, right?
Did he kill somebody? I say if you're on death row for killing somebody, you should be killed the same exact method. Way that you killed them people. Period. I think it's fair. I think that's fair. But anyway, South Carolina is going back using firing squads. Good for them. You looking up to see what he going?
Yeah, go on to the next one. I'll figure it out.
I'm moving on up to the sky. This is a story about a complete dumbass. This is about a man dying. Yes, and I said he was a dumbass. Guess I'm just cold-hearted. This man died from what? What did he die from? This man died from setting himself on fire outside the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. guess a man died after setting himself on fire outside the U.S. Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. on Friday. That was just this past Friday, like yesterday. The incident occurred around 6:30 p.m. on the plaza in front of the building, Supreme Court spokesperson Patricia said in a statement. Supreme Court police, U.S. Capitol Police, and D.C. Police responded, and the person was airlifted to an area hospital. D.C. Police said Saturday that the man identified as Wayne Bruce of Boulder, Colorado, he identified as a rock, succumbed to his injury. No one else was injured, according to the police. The police are investigating his death. U.S. Capitol Police tweeted around 6:40 p.m. that a medical helicopter had just landed near the U.S. Capitol building for a medical emergency. It was a very hot topic. This is not a public safety. You didn't catch that one?
Yeah, I'm reading this story.
Oh, no, I said that they said the medical helicopter landed for medical emergency. I said it was a hot topic. Anyway, I'm trying to see if they nobody knows. The victim's name was misidentified. Oh, that was a reback. Nobody knows why the man set himself on fire. I mean, but obviously he had something going on that you would set yourself on fire, because from what I understand, that is a very horrible and painful way to die.
How'd he die?
He set himself on fire.
Oh, shit.
He burnt himself to death. From what I understand, I've read stuff that you actually can feel like your flesh melting off of you before you pass out from the pain and actually die. So, extremely painful. I mean, I burnt my finger on a stove and it hurt really bad. I had to go.
He identifies as a candle. Alex.
Oh, he identifies as a candle, yeah. But who knows why this man set himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court? Nobody might never know. It was very hot. I did hear that a young lady ran up with an Oscar Mayer wiener and got it toasted nicely before the man was extinguished. So you got to be messed up in the head to set yourself on fire.
Richard Bernard Moore was arrested. He went into a convenience store in the morning and in the 80s. Either way, he got out of jail. 97 is when he went back in. Either way, he decided he was unarmed. He walked into a gas station intending on robbing it. As soon as he announced he was robbing it, the store owner pulled a firearm on him, and he grabbed the firearm and ripped it out of the guy's hand and shot him in the stomach and shot at the other guy that was playing like the stupid poker machine. He shot at him, but he missed. But he did shoot the store owner in the chest, emptied the drawer, and then drove off in a truck. So that's what he did.
Freaking firing squad's great for him then.
Yeah, he's going to die in the exact way that he lived.
He shot somebody, so he gets shot and killed. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Karma. You got this next story?
Sure.
It's about Twitter, one of our favorite places.
Oh, it's my favorite African American. Hang on a minute. Twitter bans ads contradicting science on climate change.
That's that whole freedom of speech thing going on.
Yeah. Twitter said Friday that it will no longer allow advertisers on its site who deny the science consensus on climate change. Citing Integral Panel on Climate Change, latest report, the social media giant said that to better serve conversations about the issue, they would work to combat misinformation. Elon Musk registers 3X holdings companies to support Twitter takeover bid. Oh, that's a whole other story.
But they're here we go. Twitter's banning ads that don't go along with, that agree with
their agenda.
Their climate change. What I think is funny is now it's called climate change, because they used to call it global warming. Remember that?
Right.
It used to be global warming.
And then people
but then we were like,
the winters were colder.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking snowed in Louisiana. I mean, what the fuck? It's getting warmer. So now that didn't work out for them. So they just changed the wordage to climate change. Guess what? The climate changes year round. It changes from summer to winter and all that stuff like that. But Twitter, in their great wisdom, we're only going to let you talk about what we think you should be able to allow to talk about.
And let me be getting that damn feedback again. Anyway, to be 100% honest, if you really cared about green energy and all that shit, look at some of these people's homes. Some of these people that really go for global warming live in like 20,000 square foot mansions.
Mm-hmm. They have private jets.
You're at private jets. They own all these, luxury cars with huge engines. No, if you really believed all that shit, you would have a very small carbon footprint. You'd be driving a Prius, and you would drive from L.A. to Washington.
Oh, no, fuck that. You wouldn't even have a Prius or a Tesla. If you truly are a climate lover,
you would walk,
ride a bicycle. Your ass would ride a bicycle because you couldn't ride a horse because horses could fart and let off methane gas and hurt the environment. Because, no, you'll have to walk or ride a bicycle everywhere.
Right, and you have no AC at your home.
Nope,
you would have to use the wind that comes through the windows.
And you can't wear regular clothes either. You just have to wear like banana leaves and shit.
There you go. But look at these people. Like, who was the guy that invented global warming? What's his name?
Was it Al Gore? No,
Al Gore.
Al Gore thought invented the internet.
Al Gore is his house, his private jets where he flies around all these countries talking about global warming. I'm like, dude, you just did more damage to the environment than I will in my entire life.
That's just like John Kerry. John Kerry up there driving in his private jet, talking about global warming. It's like, really? Y'all are the biggest fucking hypocrites I ever saw in my life.
Right. You know who don't talk about global warming? Elon Musk, as he rides his rocket into space.
You know who don't talk about global warming? China and Russia, because they're the biggest producers of carbon. Okay, so it's ridiculous.
Well, that's why Trump rolled ours back. He's like, we're never going to be energy efficient if we can't start doing our own shit. Why are we relying on Russia and China for everything? Mm-hmm. So that's why America was, booming.
The sesame chicken, that's why.
Oh, I love some sesame chicken. I'm hungry, you asshole.
Oh, but yeah, that's just Twitter. I'm not a big fan of Twitter. I do have a Twitter account. I very seldom get on it with anything. This last one is for Holstera. I pulled up. It's bad news. It's bad news for the McPossums.
No, bullshit it is. I'll still eat it.
No, it's the McPossums going away.
What?
I'm joking. I don't know if it is or not. I did hear that if, less cars on the road is less roadkill, so it's less possum meat. As McDonald's prices go up, customers are taking action. We demand cheap hamburgers here in America, people. When restaurants, is McDonald's really a restaurant?
It's a fine dining experience.
It's not fine dining.
It is for the homeless people around here.
Or really any business sets prices. They take several factors into consideration. First, there's the cost of goods and labor used to create their menu. Thus, the people wanting to make $15 an hour to forget to put fries in your bag, because it's such a hard job. We actually got home one time and they didn't put meat on the hamburger. Thus, it's not a hamburger now.
I remember that diet you were on where you just pull up to the window and be like, I want an Arby's sandwich without the bread. I'm like, do they just hand you a handful of meat?
Give me a handful of meat. But that's actually really did happen. We got home and we live. It's not that far, but I still didn't want to turn around and go back. So we had a bun with like lettuce and ketchup and cheese. It was like a really it was a nasty ass like grilled cheese sandwich. Basically, you got one fucking job: put the meat on the fucking burger, people. But you want $15 an hour.
Burger, it gets the hose again.
This would also include overhead like electricity costs, property fees, and employee salaries and benefits. Inflationary pressures and supply chain challenges can also influence costs. Finally, how much is it going up? That's all I want to know. Customers may have to swallow a 6% price increase. So you might have to take that 6 inches down your throat without gagging from it from McDonald's and other fast food chains. Because they are likely to pay $10. like $10 for a fucking Happy Meal. There's nothing happy about that. $10 for a Happy Meal, dude. I'm gonna tell my age. Okay, I'm gonna tell my age to everybody.
I remember back when the burgers were like 25 cents.
I remember when I was working at McDonald's when they started the value meal shit. Okay, you know how much a value meal cost back then? $1.99. It's fucking $2 for a value meal. A value meal now is right at $10.
I can tell you.
JoJo says McDonald's makes her McChuck. Do y'all have McDonald's over there?
Yeah, they got McDonald's everywhere, including military bases.
But what do they have? Do y'all have like the kangaroo burger and the koala nuggets or something?
Every McDonald's around the world is identical besides the beverages.
Well, no, not the food. That's not true. I watched a thing in China. You can get sushi at some of the McDonald's and shit and rice.
That must be a franchise or something.
Because you can get, because in
Germany you can get beer with your meal.
Anyway, the prices are going up. They said, oh, look at this right here. It says that the McPossum will go up to $30 a sandwich.
No, it don't. I don't give a shit. I would still buy 6 of them.
And I'm going to laugh one day. I wish I was up there because I would like go to the McDonald's people and say, look, when you see this dude in this car come up and you know which one it is, he orders like 12 McPossums at one time. I just want you to take one of them and look, here's some fake hair, gray hair. I want you to sprinkle some of it in there.
I'd eat it. Like, I don't give a shit.
Possum hair on you.
I still eat it.
But I'm with JoJo. I'm not a big McDonald's fan. The only thing McDonald's has good now is their French fries. I'm
more of a Rallies or Checkers.
The only good thing besides French fries that they did have was their no kangaroo burgers. I was just checking. But was their breakfast the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, which they got rid of.
Oh, my God. Have you had a breakfast Baconator from Wendy's?
No, that's just...
Dude, you got to try it.
I've been watching. I've been losing some weight, working on the bod here.
You got to try it. It's delicious.
Trying to be all sexy.
Your arms are getting swole.
Swolled up. And I ain't even been lifting weights. I just been losing fat. But that's all the stories we have for the evening. Even though we were 20, Oh, JoJo, I put your. I'm sure you saw it, but I put your meme you did on the Facebook.
Oh, she made it?
She made that.
That was funny as hell.
And I also put it on. I put it up on the Truth Social, the new one I have. I put it up there, and I think I put it on the gram also. So, but she made that, yes.
Fur burger with a side of thighs.
And there's a fur burger with some side of Gillette.
It's the best a man can get.
I hope everybody enjoyed the stories. I hope I didn't go off on too many rants and raves.
You did. You were getting a little carried away tonight. It's fine with me.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen sometimes.
I guess.
We all come back. I appreciate everybody listening. Glad we got to talk to JoJo. Our Australian friend. I actually have your goodie box put together. I just got to get my lazy ass to the post office to mail it. It's actually sitting right behind me, right on the other side of the computer.
It's gonna be like $30 or $50.
I don't know. It's coming, but it's actually all put together. Come back next Saturday or Friday, whenever we do it. And, if you want to hear us rant and rave about more political stuff, check out Motor Cop Chronicles. I'll be putting out tomorrow. I did have an in-studio guest. I had an in-studio guest. He'll probably be back. So we only did an hour. We could have done 2 or 3 hours.
I didn't even listen.
That's because I haven't put it out yet.
Wow.
I'm going to put it out Sunday. We just recorded yesterday.
You play the audio. It says, the Iceman and Holstera, and there's no Holstera. It kind of breaks my heart.
I played, I think, my correct audio this past time. So you'll be okay.
Best way to save gas money. Fart in your wallet.
But everybody come back and remember, stay safe, don't comply, stay free.
Love y'all.
We're out. Stay free. Never give in.